Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushai, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushai, Barakta Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rukal Kadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Group Mr. Well, and to the Akim in these last and times. Throughout the four corners of the earth, preaching the gospel for Mashiach Yahushai, sincerity and truth and diligence of mind. This brother Nash DC camp. Short lesson for the hopeful elect. Yeah, so there's so much, alright, to keep up with, in in this world, concerning prophecy, alright, and the technology, in this world, man, is just something for you to be aware of. So you see on the screen, a new model of smart locks. All right, it's called the Quick-Set Halo Touch Smart Lock. Yeah, so that's what so it's leaning towards, man, biometrics, right? Making sure that he's able to control access, man, to places, and that's what it is, man. It's basically a control of the people. All right. So all this technology, whether it's for cell phones, for people to log in to the email accounts, screenings and all that stuff. They could also say the V passport and all that stuff. So that's exactly, what it's all about. You have to create a framework that you could use to monitor the people, not just monitor, control the people. So it's basically becoming more of a police slash surveillance state. Cameras everywhere and all that. So hey, don't be surprised, when gadgets like this are coming to your workplace. All right, because these are the times we're living in. So you just have to be aware and don't get carried away with the razzle dazzle. So let me just get a quick precept from the book of Psalms chapter 37, verse 7. Yeah, because the Most High warns us about carrying away, being carried away by by all these vain ideologies. That's how our people get sucked in to take on the chip. All right. So Isaiah chapter 37 verse 7 says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. All right. So this is one thing you have to be cautious about, man. The agenda of these elites, man, because they always like to push products on the markets to get the people accustomed to what's to what they want to use, to exert their agenda. All right, and for the older adults, man, they're gonna have a hard time. So they're gonna have to go for what all these younger generations, man, 20s and unders, even those children that are in elementary school. You gotta use their fingerprints, you gotta use their biometrics or whatever, face scans and all that stuff. That's how Esau wants to control people so bad that he has to bring these devices, to the market.
So I'm heading over to the Quick-Set booth at CES 2020. They have a big product release, which I also already kind of know about because I saw it under embargo. But I'm going to show it to you over here.
So now, because I've registered here,
yeah,
I'll be able to unlock it.
Really, you guys had all the questions down?
And you use you have your own software to program it?
There's the app will walk you through the onboarding process or getting your enrolled your fingerprint enrolled. In addition to that, there is a button here that you press the program button.
Oh, okay.
And then you can register it.
You can do it as easily as long as you're on the inside of the house. You can press the button.
Correct.
So you don't actually need to access an app to register your fingerprint.
The app will just help walk you through the steps.
Okay.
And the expectation. So there is some instructions in the app.
Okay.
So it can hold up to 100 fingerprints. 50 users. So 2 fingerprints are reserved per user.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. So that's a small business right there. You know, that's about a number of people you could have for a small business, 50. So just imagine, you know. So another precept I would like to read would be from Isaiah chapter 32, verse 7. And it reads, the instruments of the troll are evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. Yeah, so all this idea of trying to improve people's lives with security is always a back door. You're right, to have control over people, you know, and all that. When people don't want to go along with the system, and they choose not to be a part of his shenanigans for his new order, they won't be able, you know, to move forward and know that stuff because of all the major changes he's put up. So, you know, that's why people are going to have a hard time, you know, keeping their, you know, how you want to say it, man, holding their marbles together, man, because they didn't really expect, you know, things to get this worse. All right, but for the elect sake, we already know it's going to get this worse anyway, so it's not a big, you know, a big surprise. That's why we gotta, you gotta let the Lord, you know, you gotta let the Lord take care of business for you. All right. So let me look up a quick word real quick. All right. So let's see. Yep. So a troll's basically a scoundrel, man. Someone up to no good. All right. That's the elite for you, man. They always want to push technologies to have the people, you know, corralled like sheep into a corner, you know. So you just be aware, man. There are all types of technologies out there that they want to use to keep the people docile, and they're gonna market it, man. You know, for the elect, you know, you just gotta understand, man. You're not saying that this technology is basically the mark of the beast. You can still use it, but just don't get comfortable with technology and thinking that it's the end all be all. You don't want to get suckered into that mindset of claiming that technology is beneficial to your spiritual well-being. All right, some you can use. You know, there's always a limit. All right, there's always a limit. All right, that's why the Lord says all things have to be done decently and in order. All right. So the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11 says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So there's always something that, you know, this elite always want to push, either through their so-called mandates, you know, and they use their so-called puppets in government and all these private corporations and their media agencies, you know, to bamboozle the people, or they use the edge of the sword, you know. So it's very, very important just to, you know, be aware, man, of what's out there in the world that people like to claim is cool and it's very trendy. All right, and then to make it real brief, Book of Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. It reads that keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Okay. So whatever is dear to you, just make sure you guard it, man. With the scriptures, you can't allow, your daily bread, your daily living to be subject to the philosophies of this world. So the thought process, was the Lord. It's your end all be all. And you have to make sure it's your number one priority. You don't want to let your comfort in this world, undermine your salvation. So that's the point that I can Baratiza, keep on searching for all these so-called gimmicks of the elites, man, to get people accustomed to the life of being you know how you say it, man, being a copper top, man. This time our people wake up, I understand what the elites are trying to do, because they're gonna have to push mandates, man, to have the children of the Lord, stumble. So that's why I read Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Shalom.